This is Jake Henty. He found success through his fists, but peace through his faith.
So I was happy, but then a few months later, I started losing sponsors and things like that started falling off.
Welcome to yet another gripping story of yet another revert, Jake Henty. Henty might have been fighting opponents in the ring, but he was battling far bigger questions within, questions that led him to the religion of Islam. And what was the first thing that impressed him? It was Tawheed, the belief of the Muslims in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a Christian, Henty used to pray regularly, but whenever he said a prayer, he couldn't understand who exactly was he praying to, God, Jesus, or Mother Mary. This confusion left him uneasy and with a lot of questions. He found the answers in Islam. He felt very content with the thought that Muslims submitted to only one God, Allah. He found it intriguing that they did not have idols or pictures or any statues to kneel down to. Instead, they wholeheartedly believed that Allah exists and is the creator of this universe and hence worthy of submission. Henty's curiosity regarding Islam was sparked accidentally one day while he was listening to podcasts while driving. As if orchestrated by a divine force, the next audio on his podcast turned out to be about Islam.
From podcast and just research, really, just looking into it. And I always wanted to be the best version of myself. I always wanted to be in a religion where it was a strong religion. Sure. And I felt Islam was a very strong religion, a disciplined religion, and that fits into my life with the boxing and all the other things as well. So.
Instead of switching over, Henty continued listening and started to develop interest in the teachings of Islam. He started to do his own research and studied the religion. All the teachings that he came across impressed him so much that he believed this religion would be perfect for him, as he always wanted to lead a disciplined lifestyle with clear boundaries. One day, he just decided to call his local mosque and say that he wanted to become a Muslim. The person on the other end advised him to come to the mosque in order to take his shahada. Feeling confident in his decision, Henty took the leap of faith. As soon as he proclaimed the oneness of Allah, he felt like a huge weight had been lifted off his shoulders. He felt relief and at utmost peace.
I come and took my shahada, and it was kind of, as soon as I took it, it was relief for all the things in life that I feel like I've done wrong, for all the bad times. I just felt when I took my shahada, it was a sense of relief taken off my shoulders.
On walking out of the room where he had taken shahada, he was surrounded by Muslim brothers who greeted him and congratulated him. He was gifted a prayer mat, a Quran, and some books to study. This warm, loving welcome by the brotherhood made quite an impact on Henty. In one of his interviews, he speaks about how it was so different in a church. Nobody welcomes newcomers with the same love and enthusiasm. In fact, he expressed how the atmosphere in the church was always divisive, which was in stark contrast to the feeling of brotherhood in a Muslim community.
As I come out of the room after taking shahada, I think you told everyone that someone just took their shahada. So I had people coming up to me saying, "Oh, Assalamu alaikum, like mashallah." And at the time, I was like, "What? I don't know what it is." I was like, "Thank you." I said thank you about 100 times that day. I didn't know what to say back to that. I just thought I didn't know what they were saying. Yeah. So it was kind of like, I was just saying thank you to everyone. But then I went outside. I got given a Quran, a prayer mat, and a few books to read into Islam and whatever. The man took me to the shop, and it was kind of like crazy. The whole time I've been a Christian, the whole time I've been, like when I go to church as a Christian, people, I'm not sure about all churches, but people used to look at me when I used to go in there like, "Oh, the new boy on the block." When you walk into a mosque, you go and pray together.
Henty spoke passionately about how he loves the aspect of Tawakul, or reliance on Allah only in Islam. As a professional boxer, he would normally get stressed and anxious about fights, but after accepting Islam, he started to practice Tawakul. Before every fight, he would pray and remind himself that he's put in a lot of training and hard work from his end, and now he needs to leave the matter to Allah, which left him at peace and contentment before his fights. His Tawakul now allows him to enter the ring with full confidence, and he knows that whatever happens now will be the best outcome for him. Having said that, Henty also said that some people don't put in the work and just leave everything to Allah. This is not the right approach as well, as Allah expects us to try our hardest to achieve the best outcome. That is why Henty has always trained hard and stayed disciplined. The discipline that an Islamic life requires was yet another turning point for Henty. As a boxer, he always tried to follow a strict regime, and Islam provided that perfectly. Recalling his earlier days, Henty said that his Christian friends, no matter how disciplined they tried to be, would fall off at times because they could not resist drinking and partying. This would severely impact their quality of life, and Henty did not want that for himself. On the other hand, when he observed the Muslims around him, he realized that they were very strict about not consuming haram or pursuing the party lifestyle. Henty expressed in his interview that even if a Muslim was offered money in exchange of doing something haram, they still would not do it. Henty, who always believed in being the best version of himself, found this attitude very fascinating. Henty believes that one of the biggest reasons why it was easy for him to come to Islam was because of his social life. He was always very careful about choosing his friends. There were times when he was surrounded by people who were on the wrong path, but he quickly realized, with the help of his parents, that he would soon end up like the people he hangs out with, and most of them ended up in jail. Henty soon started to cut himself off from such people and started to focus more on his boxing career, preferring to spend more time on his own. This part of Henty's story is a true testament to one of the sayings of our Prophet ﷺ, who said that the kind of company a person keeps is very important. Henty urges the audience in one of his interviews to choose your friends wisely, as who you choose as friends will determine who you would turn out to be in the future. Another key aspect of our religion that Henty talked about and practices in his daily life is sabr, or having patience. When Henty reverted, he lost a lot of his extended family and even his parents cut off from him. But Henty persisted and kept working on his faith and his character, and his patience finally paid off when his father came back into his life, because he said that becoming a Muslim was bringing a positive change in Henty. His mother felt proud of who he was becoming as well. It was Henty's patience that helped him carry on with this decision, even when times get tough.
He was on their side. But then after time, they started seeing me how I was changing and how I was. They thought I would just be something that would last 2 weeks or say like a phase or something. Yeah. But when they started seeing me praying all the time and started being positive and becoming trying to become a better person.
In the professional world, Henty had to face setbacks as well after he reverted. A lot of his sponsors withdrew their support as they were not happy with him becoming a Muslim. Henty ended up facing financial losses, but he still couldn't give up his newly found faith. He continues to practice Islam and is certain that he will be given all the success of the world and the hereafter as long as he continues to submit to Allah. Facing these early setbacks made him more resilient and determined in his decision, and instead of making him feel disappointed and discouraged, these events in his life made him keener to practice shukr, or gratitude. Henty became more humbled and realized that he still had so many good things in his life for which he should always be thankful. He soon went for Umrah and visited Mecca and Medina. This was at a time when he had recently fought one of his biggest fights and was basking in glory and success. But as soon as he reached the Kaaba, all his thoughts about his fight and success just vanished from his mind. All he wanted to do was take in the peace and tranquility around him and focus on his connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Still had a black eye when I got there, but I said to myself, after my fight, I usually think, I'm going to look back on myself. People come up to you and they're like, oh, well done, this, and this. I thought, no, I'm going to go to Umrah and I'm going to humble myself rather than put all the success on myself.
Oh, you won, yeah?
Yeah, I won the fight. So I said, rather than give myself all the rewards and say to myself, oh, well done. Yeah. When I went to Umrah, it was kind of like what I'd done in the fighting was completely forgotten about. Now it's all about Islam. So that was a good feeling.
Henty believes that Islam is the solution to so many problems that people face nowadays. He says that Islam is like a counselor for mental health issues. The faith and the moral and values taught to the Muslims can help them deal with so many stresses of life. Understanding the Quran can help people deal with depression and anxiety.
Islam is like a private counselor. Like there's a lot of problems that you have will be solved by reading the Quran, looking into Islam.
I appreciate that. That's a good one actually. The private counsel. I might have to use that one.
I always feel like that sometimes because over the years I had a lot of problems. I was going to counsellors. I was seeing psychiatrists. A lot of things. And I thought to myself, all these things that they're teaching, Islam teaches it 100 times better.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, Islam teaches everything: morals, ethics, values.
Have you read the life of the Prophet ﷺ yet?
Yeah, the Sealed Nectar.
Yeah,
I'm on.
Henty plans on learning Arabic and is currently reading The Sealed Nectar. He highlighted that once a person enters Islam, they are in for a marathon, not a sprint, and should therefore embrace change slowly. It's a long process, and there's no such fixed destination, as one should continue to keep working on themselves every day to become a better Muslim. And there you have it, the inspiring journey of Jake Henty. From fighting battles in the ring to finding true peace in Islam, his transformation is a testament to the power of faith. Jake's story shows us that even the strongest among us seek guidance, and that true victory lies not in a physical strength, but in spiritual contentment. If you found inspiration in Jake's journey or learned something new today, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video so many people can hear stories like Jake's. Who knows, his journey might spike curiosity and change someone else's life too. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may peace and blessings be with you all.